Oh, give me a second. There we go. And there we go. The air feels cold right now. It's blasting. What is it? June 28th, 7:54 a.m. Sunday. Sunday. The Darshana. Hello. Thanks for being first. Thanks for being number one. Bandara. What I do yesterday, just a little bit of running in here, I think, right? That's all I did. A little bit of jogging and walking. Chest is still a little sore from the 300 push-ups I did Friday. Oh, I did some chest flies too. I forget. The 300 push-ups wasn't enough. Did some triceps, some abs, chest fly. Well, my picture looks really grainy. Hey, on deck. Thanks for the gold coin. I'm 50. It's the big 5-0, 50. Once in a lifetime, 50. Half a centennial. Hey, Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks is 100. He made it to 100. He's twice my age. He's still alive. That was in the news today. Mel Brooks. I love some of his movies, like Spaceballs. Thanks, on deck. Thanks for the stars. Hi, I love life. I'm trying to be fit. That's so weird. Okay, there they are. My monitor, I'm watching my monitor, and it's a little behind. The monitor is showing GIFs pop up, and then I looked and they weren't there. But now they're there. I guess I'm just on a delay. Thank you. Cool guy sunglasses. GGEZ. I don't even know what GGEZ is. I had to look up GG earlier because there's one that's GG. That's good game. Good game, guy. Good game. I think the GGEZ is similar. Thanks. Thank you. What part of Arizona? I'm in the valley. Phoenix, Glendale, metro area, Peoria. I'm over kind of on the west side, a little bit north, a little west, a little north. White Mountains, I think I've taken a vacation once or twice there. I went camping. It's a nice place. The White Mountains. I think they even have some good mountain bike tracks there. Ah. Depends on what side of the bed I woke up on, Bandera. If I want to do cardio before weightlifting or after. Depends on what my priorities are for that day. What do you like to do? See, and it also has to do with how much I've had to eat. Like, I like to do cardio on an empty stomach, and I like to lift weights on a full stomach. I mean, there's just so much to it. Bourbon whiskey veteran. I know it is. It is a little hot. Good luck. Thanks, Phil. Taking it easy today. I just want to walk and do a little bit of abs. I like to move around every day. Snowflake, Sholo, and Pine Top. Those are all really nice. I've been to Sholo. I'm not sure about Snowflake or Pine Top. I hear about them all the time. The places on the news that are actually having nice weather here. Vulture Peak is the best thing in Arizona. Phil, I'm in Arizona. Are you trying to say Vulture Peak is better than me?
Maybe you should go to Vulture Peak and check it out.
Let me write it down so I'll try to remember to look it up. I'm telling you, if it's more than 30 minutes away from my house, I think, yeah, he said it's in the White Mountains if I remember right or something. That's more than 30 minutes away from my house. I don't really like to pack up my bicycle and drive my car really long distances to ride my bike. It just doesn't compute with me. I'm gonna waste all this gas and pollute so I can be earth friendly and have fun. There's a couple places around here that are within riding distance, and it makes me feel like an absolute stud when I show up on my bike and everybody's unloading their bike. I'm already warmed up. I rode 10 miles to get here. Hey, Mr. Switch, KG Switch. I know, I got all these scenarios playing in my head when I show up on my bike. There used to be a meme or a short. I wish I could find it, just get the audio of it. It was this guy, like a New Jersey guy, being real cocky. I remember when I didn't have a bike. It just wasn't cool or something like that. And now I got a bike. Now it's like, yeah, who are you? I'm on a bike. You're not. Hello, Artivore. Yeah, you know, Bandera, I have a bad habit of wanting to throw up when I run too much. I did it a lot when I was in the Army, you know, because we were forced to run. And I'm a big guy. It's hard for me to run. I've never been a good runner. Everybody thought it was so funny because I would always puke on the run. You know? Yeah, they thought it was funny because I would like puke so loud too, you know? It sounded like a bear or a yeti yelling. I'd fall out of the formation and I could hear all the men start to laugh. I think Arizona. And then I gotta run and catch up to the formation. Sometimes I would just slow down and make them all come back to get me. Because we would do like no drop runs. There's always some fat boy, big boy that can't make the pace. And everybody's got to circle back around and pick you up. And it tacks on more miles to the good runners. They hated it. When I would drop out, I'd be like, you know what? I'll see you guys when you circle back. Sometimes we used to do litter runs where we would run with the stretcher. And then anybody that fell out, they had to be carried on the stretcher. Can you imagine the pressure on you to perform, knowing that another man has to carry you because you can't fucking keep up? You fat sack of shit! I'm helping you? Hey, thanks, Phil, if you're being serious. I can't imagine how I would be helping you. Push-ups. Grab a road bike from Walmart. Oh, man, I don't know. Be careful. You know what, Art of War, in all seriousness, support the local bike shop. I mean, I love saving money, but if you don't know anything about fixing your bike, adjusting your bike, indexing gears, fixing bent derailleurs, adjusting shifters, you need to buy it from the bike store, from the local bike store. The price includes like tune-ups and they put it together. They're usually generally knowledgeable people who actually care about bicycles at the local bike shop. I've been trying to get a hold of Walmart to ask them a question about a bike that I bought. I've contacted their corporate headquarters with emails, and they just go unanswered. Nobody can answer a question about the bike they sell. You don't want that kind of, what you want is product support. Somebody you can go ask a question to, like the local bike shop. My local bike shop, the one I really like, is Gordy's Bicycles at 43rd Avenue in Thunderbird. They're cool as shit up in there. That's Gordy's. G-Ball, what do you know? This is my day off. Quit getting me all riled up. Hammer and some duct tape. Yeah, Phil Collins says, I used to be a moderator. Yeah. I used to be a productive member of society. You don't hear me crying about it. $2,500 bike. Dang, I know, it is really shocking. I remember I haven't ridden bicycles in a long time, and about 10 years ago, 12 years ago, I thought about getting into it, and I went to the bike shop and I looked, and it was the first bike I saw was $4,000. I was like, oh hell no, what the hell? And everywhere I looked, every single bike was $2,000 to $10,000. Oh hell no! I gained one gain train. Hey, pops. Yeah, I'm gonna do some abs after this. It was really shocking to see the price, right? And now I'm fully into bicycles, and it still makes me mad because I see top of the line bikes You know, everybody wants a lightweight bike, right? I mean, it's just so much easier to go uphill. You can jump, you can move the bike around. You're like pro level if you've got a 20-pound mountain bike. Or, you know, the bicycles they sell at Walmart are like 35-pound bicycles. But these 20-pound and under mountain bikes, they're literally asking the price of a motorcycle, like $14,000. Where's the transmission? Where's the engine? Where's the radiator? Is this thing gonna drive me across America? I can go party and have a good time? No, man, it's a stupid bike. 20 push-ups. Huh? Yeah, so I my first bike when I got into it, I bought the darn mongoose. I got a cheap mongoose from Walmart, and I trashed it and destroyed it. But it was so fun, I wanted to get another bike. So I looked to get a little bit better. I spent a little bit more money, and I got a bicycle from Dick's Sporting Goods. I got that GT Aggressor Pro, which is totally upgradable, and I still have it in my garage. Every single piece of that bike is all fixed up. It is top notch. I love that bike. I almost sold it last month. I put it up for sale for $500, and some guy reached out to me. It was like, "Oh, bro, I want that bike. I get paid next week. Is there anything you can do to hold on to it?" And I was like, "Yeah, let me just remove the listing, and it's no longer for sale. What am I thinking, giving you my bike for $500?" Yeah, the mongoose changed the direction of my life. Right? If it wasn't for that mongoose from Walmart, I wouldn't be on YouTube. I wish I had, you know? Because I started getting into YouTube, watching other people trying to learn how to fix up my GT Aggressor Pro and fix the go shifting and align everything and replace this and adjust that and just make it cherry, bro. Just mwah. And that's when I was like, you know what? These guys suck. I can do a better job. I'm gonna start a channel. Yeah, now here I am because of the mongoose from Walmart. It's funny how things work. The damn mongoose has got me flexing my biceps. Look how ripped we're getting cut. We're working hard every day. Phil Collins, 420. What's so great about it, Phil? Enlighten me, please. Try to persuade me to the dark side. Let me hear your best pitch. What's in it for me? A lifetime of coughing? If it tastes anything like it smells, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in skunky poo poo. I'm into Punky Brewster. I'll give it to AI. They make some really cute girls with AI. Yeah, I've been over at TikTok and I noticed that like every single thing on TikTok is AI. AI slop. It seems like 80 or 90% of the stuff on TikTok that I'm coming across as a new user with a new account is all AI stuff. Oh, but there was this great meme going around that I totally missed out on here at YouTube. Some guy flipped out in the parking lot and his wife is yelling and the kids are there and they meme him. He looks like a kangaroo. He's all puffed up, walking around in the parking lot. Whoa, I'm gonna kick your ass, man. Yeah. And then the guy's like, you hear the guy that's recording it, he's all, what the fuck was that? I was like, bro, this is the best fucking meme I've been missing out. It's hilarious. So now they're running wild with the meme. Like, they've clipped that guy out. Oh. He's funny because he gets in the guy's face and he's all, So yeah, now the meme is like when anybody tells me Dunkin' Donuts isn't as good as Krispy Kreme's, or when somebody tries to tell me that Starbucks isn't good coffee. I'll kick your ass. Yeah. This seems pretty dope, actually. Funny, bro. And just think how the guy's name is Eric. His wife doxes him. Eric, what are you doing? Eric. It would suck to be that guy. Immortalized on TikTok as an imbecile. I'll stay here on YouTube being an idiot. Hey, Colt Land. That sounds like a nice land. A land filled with Colt firearms. You know, I had a Colt M4, brand new. I was the first one. I was her first, right? I bet my Colt was sad when I left, when I ETS'd. But I was her first. I popped that cherry. I took it out of the box. I put the sights on it. I put the guardrails, the mil spec for attachments. I'm the one that broke it in. I soaked it in Miltech. I took it to combat. I'm the one that mag dumped it first. I wonder how long they'll use that Colt M4 that I left behind. She probably still thinks of me just like I think of her. I know I was her first love. She loved me. She never let me down. Never let me down. Boy, she could shoot too. She had this trigger on her, the Colt M4 trigger. It was the best trigger I've ever seen. Which surprised me. Yeah, that old worn out M16 Alpha 4 I had, the trigger had like this long pull. You're sitting there waiting for it to fire. BAM! With that Colt, I just get a nice sight picture. And then as I started to decide to squeeze the trigger because of the perfect picture I had, BAM! It just fucking went off. It would surprise me. I didn't have time to react. I didn't have time to flinch. Steel on target. Swagger Daddy, you're right. I need to get on there. I wish they would have given me the option to buy it. It's illegal. It had 3-round burst. And it could easily be modified to go fully automatic because of the 3-round burst. The hammer, it had like a double sear. I believe that's what it was called. Some of the old boys knew a trick. Yeah, Smoke knew a trick. Smoke knew a trick. He'd take 540 or 550 cord and pull out a thin strand, like one of the strands out of the 550 cord. And he'd say, don't tell anybody about this, but watch what it does. Because we only had 3-round burst or semi-auto. Selector level, selector lever. When you're holding on to the gun, operate the lever with your thumb. Hey, Shaky. Yeah, I wish. They did give us the option to buy. They teamed up with a firearm maker. I can't remember what firearm maker it was. When we came back from deployment, you had the option to buy a specially engraved 1911 for a nice low price of like $500 or something like that. I don't even remember what brand name was going to do it for us. It was an option for like $550 or something like that. Get some 1911 custom engraved. I passed on it. Ah! Maybe I shouldn't have passed. Yeah, I think somebody in the battery even designed the logo. Austin Feathers. I only got a few more minutes of casually walking. I'll try to do some sit-ups and planks. I haven't just done plain sit-ups in a long time. I've been doing ab wheel and knee raises, leg raises. I ran yesterday, so I don't want to run today. I don't want to run 2 days in a row. It's too high impact for my knees. Seems like the farther you go back, the cooler it was. I heard back in the day at the hardware store, you could just go to the hardware store and get some dynamite and a machine gun from the hardware store. Well, things I could do with some dynamite. I'm gonna do some abs in a little bit. Yeah, I always thinking about making a video because so many people will ask me about abs. But I don't do it. I don't make that video. I do abs regularly. 4 or 5 days a week. It doesn't have to be a lot. Because it just all adds up. You do them all the time. Do a lot of different types of abs. Do leg raises, do sit-ups, do knee raises, do planks, do ab wheels, do V-ups, whatever you like. Just do them regularly. Sometimes I do abs for a warm-up, right? You should warm up before you work out. Some people like to walk on the treadmill. Some people like to jog. Some people like to ride a stationary bicycle for their 5 to 10 minute warm-up. Well, I like to do abs sometimes for a warm-up. I don't know, I'll just go do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sets of abs. Take 10 to 20 minutes. I'm all warmed up and ready to, do some bench press or some squats. But my abs just got a great workout. The lighting's not very great here. I need to work on them. I'm gonna keep working. I gotta double down again. I've been slacking. I need to go harder. And my number one tip for abs, I'll grab it. This is my best ab workout. Just an ab wheel. I do these on my knees, stretch all the way out, and when I first got this thing, a set of 20 was really hard. I think the first time I did like 3 or 4 sets of 20, and I was sore for like a week. My abs. Well, what's really great about this thing is it's like almost like a full upper body workout. When you're doing it, I'll demonstrate a couple. You're using your back muscles, you're using your chest, you're using shoulders, you're using a lot of triceps, and you're using a lot of your abs. So this thing is great. I can actually start sweating pretty profusely doing like a set of 30 of these. Especially if I start doing like 2 or 3 sets of these. This is a really tough workout. It burns a lot of calories. And yeah, out of all the ab exercises I've ever done in my life, including all these ridiculous things drill sergeants have made me do, or first sergeant, or anybody in the Army for that matter. I mean, we do a lot of abs, okay? I stand by this one. To date, this is the best, hardest ab workout I've encountered. My abs really, really blew up when I started using this on the regular. Three sets of as many as you could do. Go up to 4, go to 5 sets. Yeah. But again, it works your lats, it works your chest, it works your triceps, it works your shoulders. It works a lot. It all abs up. That's a good one, Drew. It all abs up. I'm gonna have to write that down. It all abs up, bro. Bro. If I ever do get around to making a ab video, I'm gonna call it all abs up. Thanks, Drew. Nah, I didn't pass on that. I take that. And to be fair, the only reason I passed on the 1911 is because I don't like 1911s. It was a single stack. I like large capacity. All my handguns are at least 16 round. You know what I'm saying? I don't mess around, bro. 16 rounds plus. I got some that are 20, some that are 25. I got some 30 round magazines. That's Arizona, baby. I would hate to live in some of those states where you had to turn in your 30 round magazines. What do you mean? Don't make me get my baseball bat. I don't need this gun to solve this problem. Okay, calm down. Broken down. Let me actually start on my ab workout. This is where I get to the ab portion. Before I had all this variety for abs, I'm a firm believer in variety. You know, I got these hanging ab straps. I got the ab wheel now. I have all these different options for abs. But when all I had was like sit-ups, you know, you could just do like a set, you know, 30, 30, 30. That's like one kind of workout. But if you did a different kind of workout, say like you did as many sit-ups as you could in 30 seconds, it makes it so much more intense because you're giving it 100% of your effort. Like, you know, you can do the same exercises and just vary them slightly to get a completely different workout, right? And that's kind of what I was thinking about today, you know? I was thinking about, instead of just getting down there and shooting for like 30, you know, maybe I'll just try to knock out like a whole bunch in 30 seconds. Right? It's like the difference between walking and sprinting, or, you know, walking, crawling, jogging. It's completely different. What's really nice though is when you're giving it your all and you don't even have time to look at the clock if you got somebody keeping track of it for you, you know? So you don't have to slow down, look, just go, baby, go. Just get it, get it! Yeah, we don't even have our clock in here with the minute hand. Man. Yeah, when we would take our physical fitness test, you know, guys would say rather than just falling back down, you have to like slam yourself down so you could get out more sit-ups. Instead of just going down like this, it's like, like there's no kidding around, dude. Guys are slamming them out when it comes to test time. I don't think that was very long, but you get the idea. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that little one whooped me pretty good. But to be fair, I'm not even warmed up and dilated yet. Once I hit my stride, I won't be so winded from a little bit of work, you know? I wouldn't take a PT test not warmed up. Yeah. We always get down and do some push-ups to warm up for the PT test. Yeah. It's like weightlifting. Like your second or your third set is always the best. Get the most reps because you're warmed up. Hey, Lars. Lars, you were looking good. Looking good on your last live stream. Must be feeling better, right? You say you were getting over being sick. Yeah, and there's another big tip, you know. I always go pass over that one, right? Everybody has abs. Everybody. If you lose some weight, your abs will just start popping. Lighting is really important. I have a light up here. So it's magnifying my abs. They look a lot better in this position. All right, I'm working it. I got the light, I got the camera angle. It makes it look better than it is. All right? But yeah, I went to high school with a guy that didn't, you know, he was skinny, real skinny. He had no body fat whatsoever, no muscles really whatsoever. But one day, you know, I'm flexing, of course, you know, because that's what I do. And he's like, Jake, he had skinny arms, but they were ripped, dude. I was like, whoa. And then he showed me his abs. Bro, he's just, wow. Yeah, you could just lose some weight. Low body fat. Everybody's got them. You know, professional bodybuilders will avoid working their abs. You know, they're taking gear. So they're making muscle like crazy. And the last thing they want to do is have some big, huge gut. I mean, they're already having a hard time avoiding the roid gut, that big, bloated, fat stomach that bodybuilders get. Right? Because their muscles, if you look, like even their jaw muscles, you're getting big. And their forehead muscles, they're just, all their muscles are getting bigger. So the last thing they want to do is work abs. They just diet down. Yeah. They're focusing on biceps, shoulders, huge legs, and calves. So it's a nice, like, hourglass look. You know, bodybuilding is all about aesthetics. It's not who's the biggest, it's who looks the best. Right? And that's all opinion. Who looks best? And then I bet politics comes into it too. We can't give it to this guy. He's got that shady history, so let's go ahead and give it to this guy. Let's do some more abs. Let me do some more sit-ups. I don't want to really bang myself around like that, so maybe I'll just do like 60 sit-ups at my own comfortable pace. Now again, right, hands behind the head make it a lot harder because you have this weight, you know. This is easier. This is the easiest. You don't want to pull on your head though, strain your neck. They're just back there along for the ride, you know. 30. Yeah, I haven't been doing sit-ups in a while. Clearly, I've been focusing on other stuff. These sit-ups are a little hard. Ah. 10 more, eh? 10 more. Yeah. Oh. See, on leg day, I'm always pulling my shorts up. But if it's not leg day, get down there. Holy moly. My abs, they're getting a pump already. I felt them on that last set. That last set, 60. So my wife said the other day, you're starting to feel differently. I had a baggy shirt on and she hugged me. She's like, you're just starting to feel all hard. Yeah. I noticed it too. I feel differently everywhere I touch myself. Bro, that's lean muscle, man. Let's do some more squats. Maybe tomorrow. I think tomorrow's leg day. But yeah, I noticed it when I just socked myself. Those abs. Bro. It feels different. Feels different. Feels hard. Feels hard. I'm trying, John. No, not making you look like a shrimp. No. 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 No, John. I tell you, I'm working. Yeah, my wife just read an article too. Somebody was saying when they filmed a movie, their abs weren't good enough. So they painted them on with makeup. What was that movie? What was it? Twilight, the Twilight series or whatever. Some of the guys.
It wasn't Jacob, it was,
They just didn't have it, bro. So they painted them on.
Robert Pattinson. Edward, the vampire.
Edward.
Yeah, not Jacob, that guy was real. His body was.
And then I also heard for that movie 300 or whatever with all those guys, you know, they're wearing, their abs are painted on. They don't have what it takes. Right? I don't wear makeup. Rob Pattinson. Thanks, Maximo. Yeah. Let's get another set of 60, yeah? Because I was really feeling it. Once I got to like 5, it almost felt like I was doing planks. My abs were just like, they were all bricked up. Some people, I say this like works a lot of hip flexors or something. Doing sit-ups. I don't know. You know what's great? If you keep your, abs strong doing sit-ups, You know, easier to get out of bed when you get old, so whatever. Whew. Another set of Easy 60. Dragon flags? You mean dragonflies? I've seen a couple dragonflies recently. They're kind of rare around here. The city's getting built up and we don't see as much wildlife anymore. My wife and I were talking about when we were kids here, we used to find horny toads all the time in people's front yards. I haven't seen a horny toad in, I don't know, man, 30 some years probably, or more. 35 years. Yeah. I love helping out the animals here in the desert. I've been maintaining a bird bath in my backyard for 16 years now. 16 years. There's families that depend on it. I got a family of American kestrels that come back and raise babies. Last year we saw all these babies that didn't know how to fly try to land on the bird bath, and they would like fall over and, you know, fall onto the grass and just act kind of silly. Well, the other day we saw a baby squirrel, you know, because I found the squirrels, we got squirrels out there and they jump up to the bird bath to drink. Well, what about the baby squirrels? So I got a ground water feeder and dug it into the ground and I fill it up. It holds like a gallon of water. And yeah, the baby squirrel came out the other day. My wife and I, we both saw it. I was like, hey, baby, come look at the baby squirrel. She's like, how do you know it's a baby? And then she came and looked at it. Oh, it's a baby. That's how I knew. They looked at it. Yeah. And we got baby quail. The baby quail were out there hunkered down by the water. So I'm hoping year after year they just keep coming back. It'll be a shame when I'm gone, dude. All the wildlife that has come to depend on me and that water. Man. The only problem with doing a lot of sit-ups is it wears out my tailbone. There's literally a raw spot being worn out right now. And if I don't rock side to side to avoid it, it will literally scab up. Now I'm starting to feel it. Let's go to a different exercise. Let's go to a different exercise. That's enough getting down there. my forearm muscles are regularly cramped up and sore just from all the stuff I do. Pull-ups, hanging knee raises, rows, curls, just always using. Sometimes it really stinks. It hurts a lot. Sit here and hang and work my knees and work my abs. Yeah, it's a great way to build grip strength, increase your hang time. Some people think there's a direct correlation between how long you can hang and how close you are to death. Right? Logic would dictate a healthy person could hang for a long time and will live for a long time. An unhealthy person won't live for long and can't hang for long. Literally, you just can't hang. Shoulders hurt, yeah. Yeah, sometimes my bad shoulder does hurt. So, yeah, that's why I grab a little helper. These are great. If you've ever been into a gym, you've probably seen a product similar. I should just take off the brand name on these rather, don't want to do free advertising. Should just paint them all black. But these are great because, right, you don't even need your hands no more, right? We're hanging. And these are kind of cool because rather than just doing a knee lift, I can just hang on and turn it to a whole lower body crunch. Instead of going here, we can just keep going, right? Instead of just going here, you can kick it up a notch. It's easier to kick it up a notch. I need to get some water. I'm sweating. I'm mouth breathing. Hey, you good? Yes, baby. I'm almost done here. I think I've already been on here an hour. It feels like about an hour. 59 minutes and 33 seconds. Pretty close. Pretty close. That's like one of the field sobriety tests when you get pulled over. You know what time it is? They try to gauge how drunk you are. Cop gets mad when you know what time it is. I've seen a cop get mad at me because I knew what time it was. You know about what time it is? Yeah, it's about 10 till 1. I'm trying to get to the bar before last call. Damn it. He really did get upset that I was aware. He wanted to use it against me.
What does it matter what time it is?
That's right. What does it matter? You trying to get to the donut shop before they close, officer? Thanks, baby. Let's hit a couple more leg lifts, and then I'm gonna do a couple of those ab wheels, and that'll be my walking and abs on my rest day, right? I mean, you guys got me more worked up than my workout. Come in here trying to trigger me, make me clap back. I feel my blood pressure rising. Get me all more worked up than even, my workout. Yeah, you guys. It doesn't suck living in the mountains. I love mountain bikes. Why wouldn't you want to live in the mountains? I used to have this funny joke. I said, I'm heading for the mountains. Like when a relationship didn't work out, I would tell the girl, I'm heading for the mountains. I remember this one girl tried to use that shit against me. She thought it was funny. Ow! One more set. Simple. I like the clouds. I just like shade, Yeah. You really do become a desert animal, like a snake. Jake the Snake. Yeah, when I was in Iraq, it was so hot. And you're wearing a full kit, body armor, a neck protector, your mitch. It's hot. Whenever we would, take a knee and just hang out somewhere, that's the first thing I'm doing, looking for shade. Right over there. Let me go take a knee behind that wall. Get down in that shade. Whoo! Woo, dog, I got you. I can pull security from shade. I don't need to be in the blistering sun. Let me tell you how sophisticated I was. Right? When I was team leader and I used to dictate the patrol and where we were going to stop, it was up to me, bro. It was cool. And I'd give briefings before we head out. Listen up, man. We're going to start here. We're going to roll through here. We're going to see this. We're going to do that. Fuck, lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, this is how sophisticated I was on the patrols. Is I noticed that early in the morning, the sun is up and it's low. And if you're walking into the sun, it's glare. It's really hard for me to check rooftops and start scanning for shooters, when we're out there on patrol, when I'm walking into the sun. So, right, like if there was a big field, like I would plan my routes so that, early in the morning, we'd avoid the sun in my eyes. Bro, I gotta be scanning everything. I can't have that early morning sun in my eyes. We're gonna go this way. We're gonna walk on this side of that field. Good old days. Yeah. Thinking way ahead, Way ahead, bro. Like, nah, I can't have that sun in my eye. Just need water in the desert. There's plenty of food. There's rabbits and squirrels and birds everywhere out here. Always so many rabbits and squirrels everywhere. Plenty of snakes too, but I don't like them. Almost every time I go out on a mountain bike ride out to like an actual trailhead in the desert, I always come across a rattlesnake, man. Always.
What do you do with it? Come here.
Sometimes I think they're looking for me, you know? It's like, how? Every time. Yeah, somebody was in here earlier asking me what I do, you know, tips for abs. And I gave him a bunch of tips. Oh yeah, there was the other tip. On top of using abs for a warm-up and always throwing abs in, some days are just ab day, right? I never rest. All my muscles are sore from lifting weights, man. I've been crushing it. Squats, lunges, pull-ups, push-ups. So on a rest day, rather than sit around and do nothing, that's a perfect opportunity to smash those abs and try to get that 8-pack coming in, right? Like today. Today's kind of an ab day. Again, I don't think I've done anything too hard or difficult. I just do a little something every day, right? I got all this time to joke and talk and say hi to Marcus and Milkman. Of Partridge? Has anybody been clay shooting before with a shotgun? That's fun. That really is fun. I like shooting. I like target sporting. I like going to a range and having a shooting competitions with my friends. Let's see who can shoot best out of 30 rounds that target way down there. You know? But yeah, one time I did. I went with the guy with the little pigeon launcher. And I was out there with my Mossberg, dude, my pump. Short barrel Mossberg pistol grip. It's fun. You just give them a little modest lead. Not too much. It really is fun. Shooting pigeons, clay pigeons. And I like to get the ones that are biodegradable. They just biodegrade. Hey, Gilbert. I wish Gilbert was a little bit closer. I'm always looking on OfferUp to buy bicycles or weightlifting equipment. And I'm always finding that the stuff I want is either in Mesa or Gilbert for some reason. I don't want to drive that far, but man. And they're giving it away, I think, because Gilbert's kind of still a small town and you don't have much demand. Like, I've seen some really nice bikes for sale at Gilbert, and it's like, bro, why is it so low priced? Oh, small town, nobody's into a high dollar race bike like that. Wow, that's a good deal.
Well, if you can't do pull-ups, you can start doing exercises that work the same muscles until those muscles are strong enough to do a pull-up. You can try losing some weight. Pull-ups are a lot easier, even if you just lose 5 pounds. You could do curls, and you could do pull downs with the bar. They also have rubber bands to help assist. People hang them here, step on them. And they come in different resistances. There's also a technique to do pull-ups, right? Everybody wants to do a strict form pull-up where they don't kick or swing or move or anything like that. But the Marines do it. I think it's called a cradle or a kick. You can swing and build momentum and kick with your feet, right? Right? Let's get a little momentum. Kick the feet. Yeah. You can swing. But when you start swinging and bouncing around, you're going to increase the risk and the danger in the exercise. You could strain an elbow, a shoulder, a lat. That fast transition from down to up is going to be a little more risky movement than slow and controlled. So, I mean, I would recommend, getting something. You can look around or do searches. This thing's kind of nice. It comes with 3 different, you can use 1 spring, 2 springs, or 3 springs. And then you can right. If you want it to be easier, pull this thing up higher, right? So the bands are stretched harder to, give yourself more of a boost. And even if you can do pull-ups, you may want to get yourself a band to help out. Because now, like I can do pull-ups like this, like a set of 10 or 12, but it's hard to do them overhand grip, wide grip. But with the help of these things, right? I can use great form, and I can sit here and squeeze and hold it. And I'm just, and my hands are out like this versus like this. It's totally different. So, I mean, hit the back from a lot of different angles, lose some weight, do curls and pull downs. Ask a pull-up professional. I don't claim to be a professional in pull-ups. I just do them. I just play one on YouTube. I'm not a professional. I just play one on YouTube. All right. Here's another option, my friend. Here's another option to build up your pull-up strength, right? You're not strong enough to do pull-ups. But you could get up here and you can hang. Hang as long as you can. And do that 3 to 5 times. And if you give it your all, your back and your arms should be really sore. I had my wife do that one time, come in here and do it like 3 times. Just hold it as long as she can. And she was sore the next day. One more option. You're probably already gone, right? But here's one more option. If you got a partner, your partner can stand behind you, interlock their hands, And they're not there to lift you because you don't want them to hurt their back, right? They just provide a firm foundation for you to push with your feet, right? They have their hands like this behind you. They're holding on to your ankles. And they don't pull you up there. They just provide a firm base for you to push, to stand up. Partner assisted pull-ups, if you've got a friend. And if you don't, well, you can get a bench. There's a firm foundation for you to kick with your feet, right? You see what I'm saying? You can spot yourself, big dog. Help yourself as much as you need. But knock out those pull-ups. That's all the tips I got to work on your pull-ups. Now I'm pretty strong, but I can't do one-arm pull-ups. But you saw me do them with a little assist. Okay. I love to beat a dead horse. Let me give you one more tip to work on your pull-ups. One more tip. This one comes from Shaky Baby. My man, Shaky Baby. And there's a lot of other people that do these. And I do them too. And my wife watches some female fitness influencer and she does these. So my wife was talking about doing these. And I was telling her, yeah, I said the same thing 3 months ago, but you don't listen to me. Some rando fitness chick says it. Next thing you know, you're doing it. This is a lot easier and it's fairly close. You're using a lot of the same muscles. You're doing pull-ups. And the tip with these, the farther out your feet are, the harder it is. If this is too hard to do, bring your feet in a little bit. It makes it easier. But you're still getting a workout. Now I swear, that's the last tip. If I think of another one, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. I can just keep going and going. That's why I'm a certified personal trainer. I used to be a certified personal trainer. I let my certification lapse a long time ago when I gave up the dream of being a personal trainer for a living. I could just keep going on and on with tips. Jake knew a State Farm. Iowa Jake. There's a lot of Jakes. I like Jakes. You know, sometimes on the fitness apps like Garmin or Strava, I'll just search people named Jake and follow them. What's up, Jake? Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm fucking weird, I guess. Does anybody else do that? Search out people with your name and just follow them randomly? I thought maybe I'm the only one. Certified trainer, went to college and everything. Yeah, he probably really likes it and enjoys it. And it's nice to help other people out. It's a rewarding job. It really is. I only did it for a little while because the gym I worked for was all about aggressive sales, and they didn't really want to focus on like helping people and being nice. It was all about selling. It was aggressive sales, so I walked away from that job. I didn't like it. So, yeah, but yeah, it's a very rewarding job. I see someone that's just passionate, wants their life back. middle-aged woman. She's had her kids, they've grown, left the house. She always put the kids ahead of everything. Did all the cooking, the cleaning, never took care of herself. Find herself, you know, wanting to be her old self. I'm here to help you. When people feel good, they ask for you. Yeah. Let's go. Where's my ab wheel? I got no ab wheel. There we are. It was probably my most rewarding job. I like being a personal trainer more than I like bringing peace to the Middle East. Can you believe that? Because that's what I did. I brought peace and stability to the Middle East. What a rewarding job. But I like being a personal trainer and helping people even more. Unfortunately, it was all high pressure sales, and I walked away from it. Before I get to these, I'm a lifetime natty. Lifetime natty. Never taken testosterone, any form of steroid, no, growth hormone, no human growth hormone, no peptides, no nothing. I've tried creatine and protein a few times and I don't really like it. I'd rather spend my money on some good quality food. Steak, chicken and vegetable, potato, it's all good. Lifetime natty. Well, I don't know what they were injecting me in with when I was in the Army. I got a lot of shots. I probably received over 100 shots. In the 4 years that I was in, easy 100. I probably got 100 in the first year. Oh, this thing kills my lats. At the end there, my abs and my lats were screaming, dude. It's basically like a straight arm pull down, right? People stand up and do that with cables. I'm telling you, my abs and my lats are blowing up on that ab wheel. This is a great workout. Especially because, these things come in all different prices, but I guarantee you this was one of the cheapest ones. I would tag it, but I can't find weeder available, so I don't tag my ad wheel. But I guarantee you this was like under 20 bucks. I'm not the kind of guy that spends top dollar to get the brand names, like say Nike or, fancy handles. No. This thing's amazing, and it's not just abs. I'm gonna do 2 more sets and then finish it up for today. Let's put some of my toys away, all my toys. Not pillow. That's enough. I know, I just keep going on and on and on. I'm very repetitive. My wife says I'm Jakey 2 times because I say everything 2 times. I say everything 2 times. Maybe more. That's no kidding. I don't know where I learned that one from. I really like to repeat myself. Unless you ask me to repeat myself. Then you piss me off. The dean, give us a... I'm a man. I'm incapable of that. I don't have the plumbing. Dean. That's right, Dutch. I'm 50. I probably missed it. That's the most common question. I don't know. It's like a toss-up. Are you gay? How old are you? And if I had a third hand, they would be, how much gear are you on? Gay? How old? How much gear? 50? No gear? No gay. What's the one? No homo? Hey man, you look great. No homo. I get it. Let's do one more set real quick. 30. Let's do 30. The last 30 was pretty hard. Hey, Where the Truth Lies. I recognize that name. That's the easiest way, right? And some people don't understand that. I had this one teacher that explained it. Listen up, folks. If I repeat myself, that usually indicates it's going to be on the test. And people are just sitting there. And he's like, let me say that again. This is where you write it down, dummies. If I repeat myself, it's probably going to be on the test. And some people just didn't even understand that. What does he mean? Bless you. One more set, and then we're done. One more set. And remember, it all adds up. It all adds up. Like my front yard. When I first moved in, it had a whole bunch of weeds. It took me a lot of hard work to get it looking nice. I get rid of all the weeds, but now that it looks nice, it only takes a little teeny tiny maintenance. And you know, when you lift weights and you build muscle, it is cheating. When you have more muscle, you have a higher metabolism. You burn food more efficiently, and you get to eat more of it because it takes more food and more calories just to maintain it, right? So I could eat every now and then. I could eat some sugar and some candy, some ice cream. I could binge and eat a whole mess of food once in a while to satisfy the craving. But with the higher metabolism, you know, it just burns off and melts away. I get away with it. It takes less just to maintain it, right? It's like a cheat code. It really is. Let's do our last set and get out of here. It's been an hour and a half. My goodness. Skin and bone. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. There's like no fat on my shins whatsoever. I'm thinking about doing shin exercises and lifting my shin under weight to build up my muscle because the bone is just like razor sharp. Right? All my veins are starting to stick out too much. On my legs, the upper body, it looks all right. You know, it's not the end of the world when I get all vascular, but on my legs, it just, I need to, you know, it would be nice. Like you have that fat, you know, like girls, they have the fat sucked out from places and they have it, you know, injected into other places. I don't think I really got any fat left. Maybe a little bit here and there. Will somebody donate some fat for me so I can have it injected into my legs to cover up my veins? They're just getting, you know. I need a fat donor. Would somebody like to be my fat donor? Well, I got this fat head. Let's go our last set for ab day. Walk-in and abs, maintaining what we got, try to stay on top of the game while everybody else is slacking. And just keep working. Son Asensio, hello. Arnold Jim, what's popping? You're popping. Thanks for stopping in and getting my chat popping. Hey, sure, is that what? Sure, Shaju 46, hello. Sorry I ramble so much and miss a lot of this. Tears me up inside. Yeah. Injections. My wife's having a bad back all the time. She's probably going to seek some professional help. See what happens with that. There's a staggering number of people that just live with pain. Back pain, knee pain, shoulder pain. I think over half of the population just lives in pain. That really sucks. Disease. That's a real bummer. One replace. Gee, my knee. Gee, my knee. So instead of like Jiminy, gee, my knee. I can feel it just thinking about that replacement. No, bro. I got good news though. I won't ever have to have this one replaced. The surgeon who fixed it, he told me point blank. He looked me right in the eye and he said, there is no fixing my fix. That's what he told me. When I went and I was like, I'm still in pain. There's something wrong. He's like, that's impossible. That's impossible. I was like, well, and they said, we'll open you up and look around. And if we find something, we'll try to fix it. But then the other guy told me there was no fixing my fix. Yeah, that guy really fucked with my head, man. That surgeon. What an awful thing to say. What an unprofessional thing for a professional to say. Let me get my last set. Hey, Carson Baseball. Sammy B. I can't remember. I love walking around naked in my own house. I tell you what, I only put shorts on for the live stream. Ah, my ab. That was weird. My ab cramped up in a way that I was momentarily frightened I was having a heart attack. Yeah, you get all these new fears unlocked when you get old. I never thought that way in my teens and my 20s. Now I get a little gas. I ate too many beans. Ow. Is that a heart attack? Am I having angina? Or am I just mangina? And that is how I get an ab workout. And that I've been kicked off of TikTok for being nude. This one time I was in, and I was nude, but you couldn't tell that I was nude. I just came home from a bike ride one day, and I stripped my clothes off in the kitchen. You know, spreading everything out, getting some airflow after that. Woo! And I was standing next to the counter, and I was butt naked. Well, you couldn't see anything from the waist down. And my wife snapped a picture of it. And it showed my V, but it like stopped like right here. You couldn't see anything, but I was naked. And I posted that picture. It raised hell over there on TikTok. It drove everybody crazy. It got taken down. I petitioned it. They put it back up. It got taken down again. I petitioned it. They put it back up. And then finally, after like a week, they just took it down. It's gone. Sorry. Can't have any fun with that picture no more. I wasn't naked. Turn that camera off. It's always watching. You can't turn it off. That's cute, Milkman. Damn it. So I apologize. YouTube just doesn't work with me a lot of times. Right? There's a filter down here to look at the chat, right? And I wanted to say, you know, I was looking at top messages and they were there. The messages were there. But then I switched it over to try to say thanks. Fan funded. Let me look at who sent me money. Gifts. And it's not there. YouTube lets me down. Like, they should be there. Come on, YouTube. Like, right? Somebody gave me some money. Let me shout them out. I mean, I know it was I Love Life. I Love Life's always in here helping me. Thanks, I Love Life. There was a new person that I hadn't seen before. On deck. On deck! Now I remember. Right? YouTube not even helping me. Trying to make it hard to show appreciation. Like I gotta use my memory and remember shit. Anyways, thank you. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping in and keeping me company. Hey, Ken216 and Milkman and Where the Truth Lies and Phil Collins and Tel Padrino. Sammy B. The list goes on, but I gotta get out of here. Thank you. Have a nice day.